Welcome to Whiskey and Wonder.
Hello, everyone. Again, welcome back to Whiskey and Wonder. This is a podcast where every week we get together, we review whiskey, and we teach the others something that has made us wonder. As usual, if you are not new here, it has been a rough start to get going because we are now on episode 98, and we are still no closer to being professional than we were at episode 8. I'm Megan. I'm one of the regular hosts here at Whiskey and Wonder, and joining me is my beautiful Jamie. She is going to co-host with me this week.
Not Tyler, guys.
Not Tyler. Tyler is, I literally don't know, because I'm a bad friend, and I did not ask him. I just know he was like, I'm not going to be here. And I was like, cool, I'm going to have Jamie come on. And
we'll get to that later.
Yep. And so here we are. We are Whiskey and Wonder, and I don't have any of the notes or anything pulled up because I'm a professional. So check us out, whiskeyandwonder.com. You'll be able to find all of our information there for our socials, our donations, our Patreon, all that fun stuff. Definitely patreon.com/whiskeyandwonder. That's going to be how you can vote on our infinity bottles, which I know our bourbon bottle is getting real close there to being full, as well as lots of other little neato things. We have a store, whiskeyandwonder.com, Instagram, Whiskey Podcast, and everything is going to be down in the show notes, whatever you guys need.
Sponsors. Let's not pull a Mamie Thurman episode.
It's not full of Mamie. Okay. The sponsors don't happen until after opening the bottle.
Okay.
So stick around to see who sponsors the podcast. But for all you guys who are Patreons, who donate, who like, subscribe, rate, review, do all the wonderful things, you are huge, and we would not be here without you. So thank you so much for everything you do. Have some applause.
Big fact.
All right, guys. Thank you again for the donations and support, and let's go ahead and do this.
The open segment.
Oh, this came really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we were going to do opening the bottle first.
No, open segment always comes first.
I realize that now.
Okay.
How have you been?
I've been so good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Well, I live with you. So,
What? No.
yeah.
What?
I know, right?
Crazy.
Jamie got her hair done.
Yeah, I did.
So we went on, not yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday. We went on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And spent like 5 hours in a salon in Denver, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Shout out Lake Norman Hair Studio.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, Lake Norman Hair Studio and Michelle have a round of applause because you guys are bomb diggity. So we went to the studio, and Jamie got all sorts of dolled up fanciness going on.
I literally just got my hair done.
That is not even close to literally all you got done.
And I got eyeball tattoos. Like, it's fine.
That's a pretty big deal. And you got your eyebrows done. So, like, you had 3 salon services.
Yep.
Which is more than most people get, I think, when they go to the salon. I think.
Maybe.
It's more than I get done when I go to the salon.
Oh, I don't know. I just walk in and be like, Michelle, fix this. From the chin up, fix it. And she usually hooks me up pretty good.
Oh, she did wonderful. So those of you guys who are not on YouTube, go on YouTube and check us out. Jamie has silver, like, frosted in the tips of her hair and like a splotch of purple. It looks fucking amazing. And her eyebrows are on fleek. Let's bring back on fleek. Because that's the first time I've ever, I think, been able to actually say eyebrows on fleek.
Yeah?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know very many people who have on fleek eyebrows. So you now have on fleek eyebrows.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
But the coolest part about going to the salon was you got permanent makeup done.
I did.
You got permanent eyeliner, which means this bitch tattooed her eyelids.
I did it. I did that.
Tell us how. I mean, I was there, so I know
Yeah,
how it went.
I was
But
gonna be
like,
so you were there.
tell
You
everyone
held my
else.
hand because I'm a little bitch.
No.
No, like it really was fine. What happened? Oh, listen, this is unfair. So what happened was Michelle put like this hardcore numbing stuff on my eyelids and was like, "Stop fucking blinking." And I'm really bad at eye makeup, which is why I was like, "Do it." Put a needle within millimeters of my eyeball so I don't have to do this anymore. And she told me to stop blinking, and I blinked and got it all in my eyeballs. Couldn't feel the eyeball in both eyes. Couldn't feel my eyelids. Couldn't feel my cheek because at one point I wiped it onto my cheek. So like thought I was having a stroke for half of that and was silently panicking. And then she took me in the room and my eyeballs were irritated because they had numbing stuff in them. And so I looked really high. According to Michelle, I couldn't see my eyeballs.
Yeah, you looked blazed.
And she tattooed the eyeliner and I'm really twitchy.
You were so twitchy.
Which I don't know how I was so twitchy for not being able to feel that entire area.
Your eye, like the entire time went brrrr. Like I felt so bad for Michelle because I was like, I'm pretty good at doing makeup and I'm pretty good at eyeliner, but my God, I would have like had that eyeliner up at your eyebrow. So
Listen, I know I'm bad at it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Michelle. Thank you.
Which makes me think back because like a couple months ago, at least a month ago, you and friend Bella got together and pulled some Let's Distract Megan while she's actively working, and you did your makeup and got a really nice outfit and stuff, and then like came and invaded my work life.
Mm-hmm. Workplace harassment. Yes, that is what took place.
That is what you did. You harassed me at my place of employment. With eyeliner on. Did you do that eyeliner yourself?
I did not do any of that. I don't think. I know the eyes I didn't. Bella did it, and that is why you got the text message. I've been stabbed in the eyeball.
Which makes so much more sense now with how twitchy you are.
You got so mad. You were like, what happened? And this is normal, standard operating procedure.
So shout out to fucking friend Bella to be able to do your eyeliner in the first place because it looked pretty damn good. I didn't realize you were a twitchy little bitch.
I don't want to be. I actively make an effort to not be.
So let's talk about how you stopped twitching when I was able to like hold your hand and tell you to stop.
I couldn't feel my face, so I don't. If that's valid, point proven.
So
Michelle, comment and tell us if that's what happened.
Yeah, Michelle, do I remember right? Is that what happened? Let's also talk about continue the process of getting your eyeballs tattooed because it was not smooth sailing. You were not numb that whole fucking time.
I mean, I'm not a bitch for tattoos.
You got your eyelid tattooed and the numbing cream wore off.
Yes, it did. So, like,
How
the
was
entire
that?
right eye, because she did the left first.
Mm-hmm.
The entire right eye, I was not numb.
How was that? What did it feel like?
It felt like I was getting a tattoo in the eyeball. Like, I don't...
Was she like heavy-handed though? Was she like...
She was trying not to be, and I distinctly remember at one point looking at the both of you and being like, just get in there. And so she did. And I don't know if you heard it, but she went in so hard that the machine like changed sounds. She looked at me and she's like, "Can you see? Am I about to get sued?" And we both were like, can I see? Like, what just happened? And it was fine.
Well, it looks really good. So, again, huge shout out to Michelle and Lake Norman.
Michelle, I would never see you.
Facts.
She knows too much.
I know she does. The shit that gets said at a salon is real.
Yeah, she's my secondary therapist. You heard a lot of stories.
I did. Stories we won't share on here, but some real fun stories that learned a lot about Jam Jam.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it made me want to get my eyes tattooed. Made me want permanent makeup.
I would do it.
It made me really want it. And I mean, I would
Like pain scale 1 to 10, even with like if we're just gonna go off of the right eyeball, the one that wasn't numb, 4.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
At most 4.
Yeah. I mean, with how heavy-handed Bo was doing my tattoo on my neck, like, I feel like I could take any tattoo now. So I have my entire foot done, and it did not hurt as bad as that man shading the beholder on my back.
Okay, but that's also not a fair judgment because that thing is colored to the nines. So, like, he made at bare minimum 10 passes on one area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your skin was raw.
Oh, it was fucking destroyed. I was miserable. But yeah, so highly recommend permanent makeup. I think I'm gonna get mine done at some point. And
Go to Michelle at Lake Hair Studios.
And it was really freaky. Like, because just like with tattoos, you know, the ink bleeds and she would have to like clean out your eye and stuff. You look like a demon.
That's what she said. So you took pictures. You haven't shown me these pictures.
I have not because bedtime. Well, no, not bedtime. But I will show you those pictures. You looked straight up like your eye was blacked out.
So what she's talking about is instead of the ink dispersing onto skin, it went into
your eyeball. And it just black. No white,
Like,
no pupil,
yeah.
no iris, black.
So yeah, y'all said that was happening and I didn't really notice until she was like in my inner corner on my right eye and I blinked and my eye went dark. Could not see. Hip. And then she fixed it.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
What else has happened in our life? Our life, because it is one life.
We went to dinner at friend's house last night. That was fun.
We did. Shout out to friend Stephanie, who does listen to the podcast, and who has donated numerous whiskeys and fun things to us.
Yeah.
So we did. We went to dinner.
Her and I had a bonding moment. It was glorious.
It was.
Mm-hmm. Nobody at the table knew what was happening between Stephanie and I in that moment. And we were just like, yep.
It was a like celestial experience between the two of them, and everyone else at the table just sat and watched them, and they just had a full on like, yeah,
Yep. But we're besties for the restie now.
big fat.
Mm-hmm.
An open segment is really hard, guys, when you live with the person. And
Yeah, we're going to have to
actively-
stop talking to each other. Like, we're going to have to stop how was your day at work?
At least on weeks where you're going to come record with
Ooh!
us. Because,
I have something.
yeah.
You know it, but the people don't.
Yeah. Tell the people.
I got in trouble with Megan today.
Yep, you did.
I did my job.
That's not part of your job.
I mean, the company, okay, so they're coming into our salon tonight and stripping our floors and re-waxing them, they will not move. They are not allowed to move the stuff for us. And when I say stuff, I'm talking about our stations and our grooming tables.
Which are like a couple 100-pound grooming tables
Yeah.
at minimum.
Yeah.
Um,
They are not allowed to do that because it is a liability.
I mean, yeah, if they broke one, that's a couple $1,000 table.
Mm-hmm.
So their waxing
So-
business is not going to pay for 10 grooming tables that they break.
So we have to do it.
Yep. And Jamie has a really, really fun heart condition where she passes the fuck out.
Carpet inspections. I perform floor inspections and I'm really good at it. I am a professional.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
So Jamie has POTS, which I cannot remember what the acronym.
Postular something.
Bedidinson syndrome. That's normally what an S is, right? Postular something syndrome.
Postular tachycardia syndrome.
Okay. Basically, if she lifts heavy things, her heart constricts and doesn't pump blood anywhere, and she passes out. So lifting and moving 200-pound tables is deadly. Well, dangerous.
Listen, I was told by my cardiologist that I did not need to worry nor go to the hospital unless I was bleeding from the skull or my nose was bleeding or like essentially broke my nose. And I have not done either of those yet. So I am in this moment a professional. That was my fault. I knocked on wood, guys. The dog thinks somebody's trying to enter the house.
She's been wigged out here all day, so
Yep.
let
me go fix that.
Yep,
You
do
talk
that.
to them.
I'll talk to the people by myself.
I'm strapped in. Oh, she's quiet. Look, I didn't even have to get up. She knows.
So much talent.
Mm-hmm.
What were we talking? POTS. So yeah, Jamie hurt herself. Big shock, and I was not okay with it. And I hope on YouTube you guys can see the dog. You can't.
If you can't, Navia just like, "Are you my mother?" from under the table at me.
I don't know what else. What do the people not know? What do our wonderful friends?
So because I have been the one demanding the Squish Brain updates, this has been in effect several episodes ago, but Megan no longer has Squish Brain.
Yeah, that's
She's
right.
been cleared of Squish Brain.
That's right. Did I not ever say that on the podcast?
I don't think you did.
Oh, I am officially unconcussed.
Concussed.
I have no concussion anymore.
You can no longer use that excuse.
Nope. Now I just have my stupid brain as an excuse. So it was a good 6 months recovery from this concussion. And I know, I'll go ahead. I don't know if I've talked on here about why the concussion was so severe. And there was a couple of different reasons for it. One is I have something called von Willebrand's disease, which is basically a clotting disorder, which is why I bruise really, really easy. If you didn't know, a concussion is a bruise on the brain. So I bruise really easily, and
Like, I've literally poked her, guys, and it looked like I beat her with a baseball bat.
like you don't want to see me with my pants off. My legs are purple. It's bad. Drink some water, Jamie. Drink some water. That's an inside thought. We don't need to have that be an outside thought to the whole entire fucking podcast world.
Let me swallow that.
I know what you're thinking.
No, you don't.
I don't.
Nope.
No, now I want to know.
You just told me inside thought.
Yep, I did.
So-
You can text me. So von Willebrand's disease already made it a severe concussion, and I did blackout, which apparently is real bad when you get concussed. The doctor said I was hit with the force of an airbag, and it was a dog. So
It was a dog's skull.
It was a dog skull. Yes.
And I have met the dog that did this, and I'm surprised you weren't laid out and unconscious.
I blacked out for a few seconds.
No, I mean, like, I'm
Like full on, like
yeah, like clocked all the way out.
I mean, I felt like I was. I apparently bled real bad. And I told everyone, I'm not bleeding as I'm gushing blood. Mm-hmm. So that's fun. So von Willebrand's made my concussion that much worse. But on top of that, I have something called Meniere's disease, which is an inner ear disease, which makes it so my inner ear basically does not function as a balancing level, whatever. And the way my physical therapist explained it is your body has 3 ways it balances: your eyes, your feet, and your inner ear. I already never have an inner ear because of Meniere's. Well, when I got concussed, I got hit hard enough that my eyes stopped being dominant. Like, I lost a dominant
She turned into
eye.
a chameleon, guys. Like, literally turned into a chameleon. The 2 eyeballs were divorced and were fighting for custody of the brain.
So I couldn't have my eyes to help me balance. So literally the only body part I had to help me balance was my feet. And I don't know if you've lost 2 out of 3 ways to keep you upright, but the nausea and vertigo and just misery that was the past 6 months was horrific. So yeah, wouldn't want that on anyone, but I know a couple people, I won't name names, but there are a couple people who told me like, oh, I'm faking it. And I must just like be asking the doctor to have me out of work. Wasn't. Thanks though for your vote of confidence. Nope. Was actually fucked up. I'm not fucked up anymore. Now I'm just fucked up in the head.
You've always been that.
Facts since I was 7. Okay, so we did an Squish Brain update. I don't know where Tyler is because I'm a bad friend. And
Ooh, real quickly, the dog that did it to her almost did it again.
no, he did not.
The other day he almost did it again. However, I don't know if you were just a reflex or what, but you just like out of the way so fast.
He did not. Leave me alone.
I'm not saying he did it with intention.
No, and he felt so bad when he did it.
I'm
he wouldn't
well
talk
aware.
to me for 2 weeks. Like,
I'm
that dog
well aware
thought I hated
that
him.
that was both instances were unintentional.
I've gotten a lot better at getting my head out of the way of things.
Yeah.
All right, we are officially not the shortest open segment we've ever done, I think. So let's do this.
Opening the bottle.
Open the bottle, Megan.
Listen, okay? I'm playing Tyler and Megan right now, and it's hard. So
Do better.
What?
Do better.
Do better.
Do better.
I don't know how to do better.
Figure it out.
We are drinking Blackened. This is a blended whiskey. It is a blend of both bourbons and ryes. Now, this is a really, really neat whiskey. I read about it in the Whiskey Advocate magazine that happened to be at the Lake Norman Hair Salon while Jamie was getting her hair done. And Jamie was like, look, Megan, Whiskey Magazine, yeet.
Literally what I did.
And I sat there and I like read all cover to cover this Whiskey Magazine. And Blackened was one of their features in this version. Not version. What the fuck? Issue. Is it an issue?
Yeah.
Issue. So this whiskey is founded and created by Metallica. This is Metallica's blend.
Which is extra special for us because Metallica is in the latest Stranger Things
It is.
series that we bonded over.
We grew our friendship over that series. So, yeah.
R.I.P. Eddie.
I'm not convinced.
This one's for you.
Not convinced he's dead, hopefully. So this
Denial is one of the stages of grief, maybe.
I know. This is batch 129. And a little bit about Blackened. So it's more than a whiskey. Blackened is a testament to the creative process, to the hard work and determination required to make something from nothing. It's a monument to the ones who charge into the fray and come out the other side stronger, together, fueled by decades of creative passion. Blackened is a distillation of the incomparable bond between the band and their community of fans. So Blackened began as a collaborative effort between Metallica and master distiller and blender Dave Pickerel. Dave Pickerel I know it's Whistle Pig, and I think his other brand where he was a master distiller was Four Roses, but don't quote me on that. I know he was Whistle Pig master distiller, though.
What's his name?
Dave Pickerel. And sadly, Dave passed away late in 2018, shortly after the launch of Blackened. In 2019, master distiller Rob Dietrich joined the team as master distiller and blender and guardian of Dave's legacy. As unapologetic masters of craft in their respective fields, they've built world-renowned legacies by carving out new spaces and bringing their singular, incendiary perspectives to everything they touch. Unlikely collaborators on the surface, their shared creative fire and dedication to craft make them anything but. Together, they've created Blackened, an unconventional whiskey of uncompromising quality. So these whiskeys, once they're blended, they're finished in blackened casks. I believe I have written down, they're not written down, but in here somewhere, I believe it's blackened sherry brandy. They are finished in blackened brandy casks. And more than that, they have created and trademarked something called black noise. Black noise is a way that they have sound engineered their barrel process. And I'll read directly from their website and then try to translate what it means if it doesn't make sense. So we set out to craft a whiskey that brings the uniqueness of the collaborators together in a bottle. A whiskey born of innovation and unlike any other in the world. From the time Dave was a cadet at West Point, he was fascinated with the effects of sound, the way an organ can play a note that shakes an entire building. As he honed his craft over the years, the thought of what sound could do to whiskey at a molecular level stayed with him. As it so happened, Metallica and Meyer Sound innovated a subwoofer employing that same range, harnessing the vibrations that make a Metallica concert the resonant, visceral experience their fans know and love. The convergence of these ambitions have resulted in a sonic enhancement method that utilizes a variation of the band's song-determined frequencies to disrupt the whiskey inside the barrel, causing increased wood interaction that kicks up the wood flavor characteristics in the whiskey. We call this proprietary sound enhancement process black noise. So basically, this whiskey is played Metallica as it matures.
I literally asked you this in the car when we bought it, and you were like, no.
Yeah, I lied.
This is why I have trust issues. So you're wrong, by the way, because I did not pay attention to that. To the fact that I have a whole ass computer in front of me. Whistle Pig, he did work with, and Maker's Mark was the other one.
It was another big one. I knew it was another big one. I went with Four Roses. Was wrong. So.
Or like half of that.
Yep. This is
Not all of it. Jesus.
all right. Talk, Jamie. Fucking hell, this is hard as
I
fuck.
am astonished at how lackluster your bartender skills are.
Fuck you.
I mean, I'm just saying I did way better on the year-end special.
Yeah, you did. Other than the fact I got wasted.
I mean, you got me out of a speeding ticket. So, not a speeding ticket. I was not speeding. My tag literally just expired, and the cop felt the need to tell me about it.
Were you not speeding?
I was not She didn't say I was.
I don't know. I don't know why she pulled you
The
over.
conversation was, hey, do you know your tag's expired? Yeah, it literally just did. I'm working on it. And then she looks over at you, looks at the bucket, looks at the dog, looks back at you with your head in the bucket. Okay, well, it just expired, so, like, I'm not going to write you a ticket. Let me just see your driver's license to be sure you don't have any warrants.
And knowing you, you probably, like, ran a red light or something, and she was gonna write you a ticket, and then saw me and was like, ooh, they need to get home.
Listen, I was just doing the good deed, guys.
Yep.
Always have a DD, man.
Facts.
Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive. That's huge.
Yeah.
100% being real. So I am going to continue to smell this while I talk a little bit about their black noise process. So what just happened?
Keep talking.
Okay.
The same thing that happened at Stephanie's table last night just happened.
Do I need to call Stephanie and be like, come get your friend?
No.
So this is not a good start.
Oh, it's fine. It's great.
Okay.
Are you not having a good time right now?
I'm having a great time. I don't want you to be triggered.
I'm fine.
Okay. You don't taste yet. Remember, just smell. I saw you move it to your mouth. Okay. I love you. What in the world? So, where was I? So you asked
Words
me.
are hard.
They are. They're very hard. You asked me in the car about if they listened to Metallica in the whiskey barrels, and I said no.
First of all, who's they? Because I'm pretty sure the liquid was in the barrel. I don't think the group of men, were in the barrel with the whiskey. That would be a really funky flavor. No, you could be saying they as the whiskey, like, molecules. They were in the barrel, and they listened to Metallica.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. They, the collective.
You guys, I'm an asshole. I'm sorry. I've been told I'm insensitive.
They, as in the liquid. They, the whiskey molecules. I was not
Because
aware
they're
that
individuals.
I was not aware that they actually played Metallica to them until I read the Black Noise page.
Literally, that is the only thing that makes sense. If a brand, particularly a band, is going to create something like this, obviously the molecules are going to listen to Metallica.
So all I read about, or all I saw in Whiskey Advocate, was that they use like a subwoofer basically to vibrate the molecules and like kick them through the wood and stuff.
I mean, same. Are you okay? Ooh, guys, the thumbs up to me is the equivalent of the middle finger, if not worse. So that was offensive.
You.
No.
I'm in so much trouble. But it wasn't until I was reading on their website. They aren't just like shaking the whiskey. It is literally music is
What
being played to
happens
them.
in your brain? Like, is it just these are they? This is them. The molecules. Fucking Metallica! No! Of course, they put giant headphones on the whiskey barrel that the headphones are plugged into the giant subwoofer and they play Metallica music.
Facts. That's what they do. That just seemed wild to me when you asked. And I was like, no, that's not what they do. Of course, that's not what they do. That seemed insane.
Have you not seen them play classical music to trees or plants or anything?
Yeah,
Like,
that stuff is alive. Ooh, I just clipped real hard. Whoops. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Have you met me? I am a clip.
So yeah, you play classical music and stuff to like trees and plants and stuff to promote that. This is a whiskey.
Are you saying that those water molecules don't exist? Are you atomists? I'm calling the science committee. I have no words.
Okay.
I'm speechless.
So the whiskey molecules are not alive. Or else I'm going to feel real bad drinking them. And so I did not think something not alive would have music played to it.
So my AP science teacher exists somewhere on my social media. So I will be alerting her to this episode so I can look at you and she can hear me tell you that grass is alive.
I know that grass is alive.
So if grass is alive, why can't the whiskey and the water be alive? Everything has a soul, Megan.
I don't know if this is you being sciencey with me or you being Christian with me. But for once, they
Good
can
night, guys.
And she's leaving. Goodbye. No wonder segment. This has been it. This is it. She's actually gone. Bye. Or she's just getting hot. Nope, she's gone. Please come back. I can't do this without you. Oh, Navia thought we were actually leaving. She got so excited.
You want to sleep in the bed tonight?
Oh, are you gonna sleep in the dog bed? Or am I gonna
You
sleep?
are.
Sleeping in the dog bed? It's cool. I can snuggle with Brooks. And the cats. We'll all snuggle together, and you and Navia. No one else is gonna get that.
Guys, talk about clipping. There's you one. Our cat. So both of them, the older one, it's always been a joke with everybody that he makes soggy biscuits because he does the whole cat thing where he makes biscuits, but they're soggy. He drools.
He suckles on you.
Yes.
Is he like
Only human flesh. Most cats will do it on blankets or themselves. Only human flesh. The earlobe is prime real estate. I, however, am allergic to cats. The only logical conclusion we have is he has taught don't get up. He has taught the baby to do it. And her prime real estate is my pillow. So I don't know if she really loves me or if she's actively trying to kill me. Because all I hear at night is just in my ear.
and
by
then
my
you
head.
touch your pillow and it's wet.
It's wet. It's moist. There you go, Asia. There's you one.
We're supposed to be talking about whiskey right
Your
now.
listeners hate me. I've been fired.
No, you can't be fired. I have not fired you. Tyler doesn't listen to the episodes, so he's not firing you either.
Oh, good. Then he won't listen to me talk shit later.
What the fuck?
Like you, Tyler.
So back to this blackened whiskey that gets played Metallica music to it, to its very much soulful molecules. What do you smell?
Am I allowed? Can I smell?
You can
Am I
smell.
allowed?
You can
Okay.
smell. You can't taste. You can smell. Smell it. Let me know what you think. It's so this is a blend of bourbons and ryes. Of course, it's all secret. We don't know what
Syrup.
the blend is. Like maple syrup or like simple syrup or
Not quite maple, but pancake syrup. Yes, which I believe is maple syrup, but
like the fake ass American shit.
yes, that specifically.
Okay. Okay, so not real maple syrup, but like Aunt Jemima sugar syrup.
Don't get me nope, that is no, we don't have time for that. Say something else. Food Lion brand maple syrup.
Mrs. Butterworth, is that one? I think so.
Is that butter? Anyway, moving on. Yes, fake ass American maple syrup.
Okay, so what's kind of like really fucking with my head is it has all of the like bourbon sweetness, but I smell rye.
That's what's fucking me up too. Like I smell 2 alcohols.
Yes, I smell 2 different types of whiskey, and I'm like, but what is it?
Yeah.
So when we get both of our bourbon and our rye infinity bottles filled, I am going to like mix a little bit of them together if I like this and see what happens. So I agree with fake ass American maple syrup. Lots of rye spice. Like I'm getting the dill that I've come to associate with rye. And some sort of like dried fruit. Like maybe a dried prune or
What's close to vanilla but not vanilla?
caramel.
No. I get vanilla, but it's not vanilla. It's vanilla-esque.
Okay. Kind of vanilla-y. Almost vanilla.
But it's not vanilla.
But it's not vanilla. I don't know. Creamy sweetness.
Yep.
Creamy sweetness.
Mm-hmm. I just nodded and agreed with you. I don't know what your problem is.
We can't do this together anymore.
Get it? Wow!
Every time you're on here, I have to insult you somehow, and I never do it intentionally.
I bring that up, by the way.
Of course you do. So we're supposed to be smelling plum. Golden.
No?
Yep, nope. Well, I said I got a dried fruit, so maybe
Okay.
dried plum.
Okay.
Golden raisins. That
No.
can be a dried. That is a dried fruit. So yeah, okay. Brown sugar,
Maybe.
oak, vanilla, baking spice, and it is a tad biscuity. I don't know.
You have this conversation every time the word biscuit comes up.
I don't know if they
On
mean
this-
European biscuit or Southern biscuit.
The dearest, the only logical conclusion is tea biscuit.
I don't.
I am Southern as fuck. And there is no way that Meemaw's biscuits is Nana's biscuits. There is no way that my Nana's biscuits are in this alcohol. No. It's tea biscuits.
I think this one might be trying to say Southern Meemaw biscuits. Reading this review from the Whiskey Jug under American Whiskeys, Blackened, I think.
What gives you, other than the word biscuit, what in that sentence gives you Nana's biscuits? Speaking of Nana, please make more so I can eat the dough. Thank you.
The fact that they are spelling things the American way. That's the biggest thing I have on this is like color and all the other things that in Europe they add a U in randomly. This website is not. They're spelling everything the Americanized way. That makes
They
me...
could just be lazy Americans. That is valid.
Also, Rob Dietrich is from Stranahan's whiskey. Did not know that.
Fun facts with Megan.
I don't know. You think tea biscuit.
I think tea biscuit. And
Oh, well.
I will die on the tea biscuit hill for every single battle that this conversation goes into.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, that's what we're supposed to be smelling, guys. Have you tried yours yet?
I have not done anything.
You're waiting for permission?
I'm waiting for permission, yes.
You may taste. You may. It is allowed now.
Really?
Yeah. You can do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to attempt to fill the air. Sorry. Anytime Jamie does something, I just kind of watch her, and it's a
Stop
little
it.
creepy. Sorry. So, okay. Initial sip. Not what I expected. What do you think?
That hurt.
What do you mean it hurt?
It hurt.
Like,
That was so slow going down that I had to sit and focus. Like, pain. That's all I got from that.
okay, you need to try it again, but are you going to be able to drink it? Like, was
Yes.
it your body that was like, I'm not swallowing this?
I don't know.
Try again. I only got a very initial taste, and I definitely, the finish sitting in my mouth, I'm getting that blackened, like brandy, like char, which is actually kind of enjoyable, with a little bit of like dried fruit. So that's probably
So
what
this will be a bottle that you drink on your own.
yeah.
Because I taste a whole lot of berries.
Berries.
Yeah.
You don't like berries?
In in certain circumstances. Yes. In stuff like this, no.
Okay, what?
Like blackberry.
I can pick up what you're putting down. Yeah. Very, very berry-y. That's a good way to describe it. It's like blackberries, blueberries,
I'm just
like
amazed
berry medley.
that I can come on here. I've come on here 3-4 times now and pulled descriptions out of my ass. And like, yeah, you just agree with me.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm so horrible with words.
This is a very fruity whiskey.
It is, but like all the fruit that I don't like in a liquid.
There is 100% apricot. Like dried apricot.
Yeah.
I would say dried apricot. Dried apricot. With raisins. Blackberry, blueberry. I'm getting the char finish and a little bit of the oak there.
Mm-hmm.
And a tiny bit of the dill that makes me go, oh, there's the rye. I found it. It's
Yep.
right there.
Yep. I agree. Like all of what you're saying is there. I just don't like it.
Oh, no. Are you going to be able to do this?
I mean, yeah, I'm going to finish this glass, but like I said, this is going to be something that you make your hottie toddies out of or something.
Okay.
I'm not going to. You pull this out of the cabinet, and I'm just going to be like, Mountie Dew.
Mountie Dew. Ooh, I bet this would make a really good whiskey sour. It'd be a really fruity whiskey sour. It'd be awesome.
Don't put this in Mountain Dew.
That's not a whiskey sour
I know, but you were looking at me when I said Mountie Dew. So.
because I did think about it. But, okay. So according to the whiskey jug, we should be tasting brown sugar, molasses, plum, golden raisins, brown sugar. They said that twice.
Emphasis on brown sugar.
Oak, vanilla, baking spice, and biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they're saying.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Except for the biscuit. I taste no biscuit.
I don't taste any biscuit either. There's way more fruit than what they're saying.
Yes, 100%.
Way
Like,
more
I
fruit.
disagree with the amount of fruit that's in this.
It is a very fruity whiskey. This is the whiskey for the gay and me to drink because it is all the fruit.
Okay.
I'm watching her listener count just go down.
Are we that bad?
I am. I don't know about you. I suck. It has an oily mouthfeel, they say. I'm not
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah?
And I think that's why it was so hard for me to swallow. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Whatever you say. I don't get oily.
I'm dying on this hill.
Okay. You die on that hill, baby. All right, guys. Well,
On today's episode of Whiskey and Wonder, Megan and Jamie break up over whether or not the whiskey has an oily mouthfeel or not.
right. That's happening. Please.
Okay. I got
Dumbass.
concerned.
Oh my God, your face. You could say you hate whiskey and never want to drink it. I'd say okay, more for me. So, okay. I guess we're going to sip on this whiskey and we are going to move on. But first, check out all of our sponsors. They're going to be down below in the show notes. Particularly, take a look at barkbox.com.
Barkbox, we love you.
We do. Barkbox.
Barkbox is amazing. And do we have promo code or?
It is barkbox.com/whiskey and wonder for your free month of Barkbox for all the good boys and girls that listen.
Girls?
I was hoping it would just bye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of that stuff is going to be in the show notes, and officially we mentioned our sponsors. I don't have our actual sponsor ad thing pulled up, and I cannot do that off the top of my head. So
NordVPN?
Yep, that's one. We don't have a special code for that I can actually talk, though. So check out NordVPN, BarkBox, Flaviar, and Tervis tumblers down below in our show notes.
D. Megan's struggling. She's trying to find a button.
It's time for the Wonder segment.
Okay, Megan. Before we get into this, I have some bullets of discussion. What are you keep doing this and it makes me nervous. Sit down.
Okay, I have to do this every few minutes or else the cameras will freeze and we'll be fucked.
Oh,
So,
okay. Then keep doing what you're doing.
sorry, I have to.
But we do have to address a couple things before I get into this Wonder segment. First on the agenda, Mr. Tyler. I know what you said when you said it. And fuck you, sir. You don't listen to the episodes, so you don't know that only happened one time. And I've been quite proud of myself at the fact that I haven't done it since the first episode. So I thought. So politely, fuck you, bro. But love you, also love you at the same time because I also know the rest of what you said when you said it. And so love you, bestie for the restie. Secondly, as I guess, I'm just gonna vote myself the perma backup host. I'm renaming these episodes that I host with you. They are now special we made it weird episodes. So, yep. If you know, you know. If you don't, let's talk some more Murdy.
I love Murdy.
Yep, it is my favorite topic. I was really hoping that you would not figure this out and I could at least get halfway through it before you figured out what I was doing. However, you're a cunt and you figured it out as I was writing it.
You gave me 2 minutes, one clue. You gave me one clue.
I literally gave you the vaguest detail ever, and you were like, "Oh, you're doing this." So yeah. There goes that. Lost that bet. Also, I struggled really hard with this because you know what I'm doing. I struggled really hard not to salt and pepper this bitch with personal shade. About this topic, stay in your lane. And I went back and forth on whether or not I'm going to do it. And I think we're just going to think about it as this goes on. I just don't want to get sued.
Yeah, don't sue us. Don't name
I'm
names.
also, because of the nature of this Murdy, I am going to describe its location in vague detail. I'm not going to give the address of where this murder happened because it is a residence that somebody is actively living in.
In certain states, you don't have to disclose that there was a dead person.
You
in their
don't
house.
either, but if I sit here and go on and be like, happened at this address, like those people could sue me.
Yes, don't do that.
So that is why I'm well aware in this state that you do not have to disclose that somebody died in the home. But anyway, moving on. Don't sue us. I would like to introduce you, Megan, and listeners.
Friends.
And friends. Megan and friends. To Brett Parker and his wife, Tammy Jo Parker. Brett worked for a medical sales company. He was also a sports bookie for funsies on the weekends. Tammy Jo worked as for a pharmaceutical company. They never outright said she was a pharmacist, so I don't want to say she was a pharmacist. She made a very hefty salary at a pharmaceutical company and was also a singer for funsies on the weekend. Brett and Tammy had 2 children together, married 16 years, perfect white-collar family, white picket fence, the whole 9. That's them. That's the Parkers. Let me just circle back a minute. The Parker's dad, Mr. Parker, was also a very successful bookie. It's also like fucking illegal in the state of South Carolina what they were doing.
They were illegal gambling.
Yes.
Like, right? Like
Yep.
in charge of illegal gambling?
Yes.
Yeah. Don't do that. Not in the South.
But like everyone in the local area, and it seemed like the entire state, but just specifically the local area, knew who Brett and his father was, and they didn't care. I actually dug so far into this that they were known to local law enforcement, and the police knew about them, knew what they did on the weekends, didn't care. Actually, a direct quote from one of the officers who worked this murder is on record saying that they didn't want to dedicate the time and the energy to put together a task force and a team to investigate them. That is an exact quote. So do with that what you will.
Fuck the police.
Anyway, on April the 13th, 2012, things changed. The local 911 receives a call from Brett that his wife had been shot. During this call, he tells the dispatcher that he knows the murderer and gives the name of his friend, Brian Copenhurst. Brian is a friend and an employee of Brett. Brett also tells the police and the detectives that Brian had recently come out to the home and tried to force Brett to open his personal safe. During the 911 call, Brett also admits to shooting Brian, killing him as well. Brett's statement to the police, in his statement to the police, he says he heard Brian shoot his wife from downstairs. He goes upstairs, deduces that Brian is the one who shot Tammy. He's, I guess, like standing at the top of the stairs with a gun. And then once Brian makes eye contact with Brett, sees him and orders him upstairs, and walks him to the safe at gunpoint. Brett says this is where he reached for a loose 9mm revolver that was tucked in under a blanket on top of the safe, just the loosey-goosey out and about. Whips around, shoots him. Is what happened, Officer Sir, please believe me.
Yeah, sounds legit.
Yep. Brian's whole claim with this is that this falls under the stand your ground law. I'm not going to delve too far into the politics on this because I have a concealed carry permit. So I'm going to give you this case and let you make your own conclusions on if this falls under the stand your ground law.
Which is also known as the make my day law. What I've always called it.
Yeah. Tammy Jo's body was found in the office on the second floor. The way her body is positioned on the ground led investigators on scene to believe that she was in the act of running away when she was shot. Brian's body was found in the attic, shot 4 times, clutching a 9mm pistol. This pistol is factual, the same weapon that killed Tammy. Like, they did bullet testing. This is the weapon that killed Tammy. Brett tells the police that Brian was over, particularly that day. They were friends, so I guess he's over frequently. That day in particular, he's over there because Brett owed him a large sum of money, $21,300 to be exact, but also like pay up. Anyways, moving on. Brian is seen in the family security cameras. This is where things are about to get interesting, guys. Brian is seen on the family's security cameras pulling up to the Parkers' home at an arranged time, which is about 12 o'clock noon. Pay attention to me, not your phone. This is important.
Okay, I was pulling up trivia with Tyler because I realized I didn't have one of those, but I have one now.
That's how much interest she has in me, guys. That was also rude as fuck. I knew what you were doing. He pulls up, parks, gets out of the car. He is seen on camera flinging the duffel bag that he was told to bring by Brett over his shoulder. Now I'm going to pause here because I feel like the verbiage fling is a bit misleading. I don't know if y'all can see my hands, but I'm doing little air quotes.
When I picture flinging, I picture like
right.
Like
that's
throwing it away.
Basically is where my mind went to when my sourcing multiple times used the word fling. I don't feel like fling is accurate. So I watched the actual security camera footage. And I don't know what verbiage you want to use, but be it like toss, fling, I don't know. He maneuvers this bag in a way that you would just a duffel bag, like a gym bag, a backpack.
He puts it on.
Like he just
Puts
over his shoulder.
Over his shoulder. Like he doesn't throw it away. He doesn't fling it. He just like puts it on.
Like any gym rat, gym bro would do, carrying their duffel bag into the gym, like on their way in or out of a gym, is what I think of. It's not a I'm fucking about to go murk this woman fling. Like he's not. There is no. Motive's not the right word.
There's no violence in it.
Yeah, it's not a violent act at all. He enters the home through the side door, which again isn't really that big of a thing because he is a frequent flyer to this house. Like it's essentially friend Bella and her partner coming in our back door regularly.
Okay. Yeah.
Versus using our front door.
Yeah, that's not weird at all.
Yeah.
Like if
if they kill us and they're like, they entered through the back door. That's the door they always come in and out of.
Yeah, that's their door. That's the door that friend Bella comes in.
That's their door. So I guess the side door was his door. I lost my place. A side door. Brett tells him to proceed upstairs. He's in the bathroom, apparently.
Brett
Parker is in the bathroom taking a shit. Specifically, he tells that to the police. That comes up later.
Okay, so he is sitting there
that important.
taking a shit, and like from the bathroom, sitting down, he's like, "Hey, bro."
Yeah, just go on upstairs. I'll get you your money. Within 2 minutes of Brian being in the home, being told, just I'll meet you upstairs taking shit. He hears the gunshots. He then exits the bathroom and proceeds to go investigate. And that's where he finds him at the top of the stairs. And that's enter the whole, he made me do it. He held me at gunpoint. I need to not act like I'm not partial to this. So anyway, supposedly, according to Brett, he walks him past Tammy's dead body on the floor, gets to the safe, he reaches for that gun underneath the blanket, whips around and shoots him, and then runs out of the attic, past his wife, dials 911, runs out of the home, where he then he's now on the camera, collapses backwards, literally in like hermit crab.
Okay, you need
position.
You were way too far away from the mic.
Like hermit crab position out in the driveway, talking to the 911 operator.
So he runs out of his house, where he's now on his like yard ring camera, whatever. It was 2012. They didn't have those yet. Whatever.
Yep.
He's in a security camera because this is a nicer neighborhood, and he falls backwards like a turtle, basically, is what I'm picturing. Mm-hmm. And is on like,
Yep.
Okay.
Which, like, to each your own. You just saw your dead wife, so grieve how you grieve. But Brett also tells the 911 officer or dispatcher and the reporting officer on scene that he gave Brian that gun 2 weeks prior to the murder.
Convenient.
And that gun was still registered to him at the time of the murder.
That's real convenient.
The day after the murders occurred, autopsies were performed on both Brian and Tammy. Brian has a fractured left arm. He was shot in the arm, head, face, and chest, if I remember correctly. The doctor performing the autopsy said there was a, quote, gaping hole in his left arm, I presume from bullet entry and exit. And stated that it would leave him physically unable to hold a gun in that hand. It is impossible, according to this doctor. Now, jumping forward a little bit, 43 days after the murder took place, investigators were watching the home security footage from the day of the murders, and it's here that the police find something suspicious. From the camera pointed at the side door that Brian entered, there is a split second where the blinds are seen being opened and then shut back immediately. And this timestamp that this occurred is 7 minutes before Brian enters the home, like before he pulls up. He's not there.
So, like, someone was waiting for him.
Someone was waiting for him. Somebody was looking to maybe see if he was there yet. Somebody was looking. Somebody was doing a good old looky-loo. So who's doing the looky-loo? Brian's not there. This is where you engage in conversation.
Sorry.
I sound so mean to you. I
not.
hate this episode.
Why?
Because I've told you to get off your phone and engage in conversation.
You're so mean. I am tortured. So I guess, I mean, it could be, I forgot.
The only two people in the house
her name.
at this moment is Tammy and Brett.
Okay, well, maybe, I mean, it could be Tammy being like, hey, I know Brian's coming over. Let me see if I can see Brian here yet.
Yeah, but if you're looking out, like you and I have both looked out of our blinds for Bella.
Yeah.
And it's not a...
It's not a real quick, like,
That's literally what it was.
Listen, that's weird as fuck. Maybe I don't have a logical excuse for that other than it sounds shady as fuck.
Yeah, it does.
Like it sounds like too many B names. What's the Brett?
Brett is the homeowner.
It
Yes.
sounds like Brett was like, I don't know, like
Yep. Well, that's what he did. Well, it's what somebody did.
was Tammy Joe fucking Brian?
So there was only, like, again, two people in the home when this happened. A search, after seeing this and being like, that's suspicious, the police obtained a search warrant for the home, and the blinds were tested. And the findings were that there was gun residue on the blinds.
Oh, like someone had shot someone and had it on them and then opened the blinds and
That
closed
is
them.
how gun residue works. Yes.
Oh.
So what happens, if you don't already know this, when you fire a gun, the gun distributes particulate onto your hands. And you cannot get rid of this with just simply washing your hands one good time. Like, it's there.
It is an explosion that happens in a very concentrated area. So.
Basically. So yeah, there's gun residue on the blinds. Why is there gun residue on the blinds 7 minutes before Brian gets there?
Because Brett shot his wife.
So again, I'm gonna remind you that Brett is still using the self-defense law.
Yep. He came in my house and shot my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And so I shot him.
Yes. Which I think from all the reading and all the knowledge that I already have, because where this took place is 5 minutes from my house in Columbia, where I grew up.
You just gave the city that you said you weren't going to give.
I said the city, and there is a city line.
Okay.
Within those 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'm not giving the personal address.
Okay, that makes sense.
I am not giving the house number to this house.
Okay. Fair.
Where were we going with this? This knowledge?
Where were we going with this knowledge?
Where were we going?
Self-defense law. All the knowledge.
The castle, law or something like that. Basically, if I even though I legally cannot take that to my mother's house because of South Carolina's own laws, because I'm sleeping in her house, if something were to happen and I needed to defend myself, I am protected by law, even though that's not my house.
Because you have your concealed carry.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the castle law or like I can't remember the name of the law, but that's essentially what the law is about. Like that's the whole concept. Even though that's not my house, I'm staying there. That's where I'm sleeping. It is my temporary home. I can protect myself within that dwelling.
Okay.
I think he's trying to play that card a little bit. I think he's trying to play both.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Brett's attorney says that there's not significant evidence to support any kind of theory that Brett killed his wife and placed the gun in Brett's hands. Due to the fact that this evidence, the gun residue on the blinds, is found so late after the murder. His claim is that there have been countless officers in and out of this home. The gunpowder residue could have come from any one of those officers.
But that's a stretch.
He's trying
That's a stretch,
He's trying
my
to pull a
friend.
John Benet Ramsey.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. Like he's trying to say the police fucked it up. It's also noted during the search warrant that the toilet seat is up. This is where we get to the significance of him taking a shit. The police officer that executed the search warrant said that he finds it very difficult to believe that a grown man is taking a shit
With the toilet seat up.
with the toilet seat up.
I mean, he ain't wrong.
Yep. Yeah, and so he was just like, no, bro, no, you weren't taking a shit, because that's good police detective work.
Also, and this might be weird, but if you're in the middle of taking a shit and you hear gunshots and you're worried about your wife, why do you take the time to flush?
Ooh. Of
like,
Detective Megan on the case. So hot.
Like, I would be panicked. There would be no
pinch it off and run, bitch. Like, goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, and not run away. Run figure
and
out.
do help
yeah.
the spouse. Help my wife.
Yeah. Now let's bring it back to the bag. The way I figured, since we've already made this episode real weird, and we've dubbed it Don't Make It Weird, or we made it weird, I thought we could play detective like you just did.
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
I brought my gun bag and a similar box of ammunition. The argument with this bag is that in the crime scene evidence photo, his bag is kind of similar to mine. I'll put it on camera so you guys can see it. It's not quite the same size, but it's really close. I studied this picture so hard. Like, I went in on this picture. What is visible in the picture is that there's a pair of gym shorts and what appears to be a shirt in the bag. And the box of ammunition is just sitting on top
Of the shirt and shorts.
of the clothes. So
Okay.
the argument that the police are trying to make is if he's flinging this bag
The ammunition should shift down.
Should shift and be underneath the clothing
Because
or in the corner of the
ammo
bag.
is fucking heavy.
Not delicately
placed on top.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the actual security camera footage of him getting out of the car and entering the home. And I'm going to try to do that.
Okay.
And we're going to open the bag and see what happens.
We'll see where the ammo. We're
Yep.
going to see where the ammo is, as you can tell.
So
Jamie is the gun wielder, not me.
Yeah. So the gun is not in the bag, by the way. I removed it. It is in a safe location.
Well, Jamie is good with gun safety.
I've turned the sound off, so you can't hear anything. You only see what you need to see.
Okay. So we have a video of, there are several cars in this driveway.
So these are their personal cars.
There's like 3 personal cars.
Yeah.
And
This is Mr. Brian.
Brian, his sedan pulls on up. And
You might have to get close to this.
Okay, I'm going to move on closer.
You've already missed it.
Already missed it.
See? He just kind of totes it over his shoulder.
Totes it. That's a good word. Like, yeah, he just like...
Totes it over his shoulder.
Doop is a good word for it. Like, doop.
So BRB, I'll let you be the narrator.
Okay. So definitely this dude is not walking into this house like he's about to commit a felony.
He's not flinging it.
He did not fling this bag over his body at all.
I'm stuck in cords.
It was very much like a...
This is bag. Similar to this. Like, it's just like a gym bag.
Okay, bag is... I mean, it's just a small, like, gym-looking bag. It's not a huge-ass duffel bag, but it's what you would take to the gym. And so Jamie, I was wondering what... She, like, grabbed a pair of my shorts, like, pajama shorts, and she's like,
look,
I need these.
Like, it's just...
Yeah, it's just...
Placed on top.
Placed on top. Okay, cool. See that. And Jamie's closing up the bag and everything. And she's still closing up the bag.
Still closing up the bag. Do I not? Okay, no, I don't. I thought I had a shoulder strap.
Okay.
But, like, he just does... It was on your camera, I think. Just does one of these.
It's very casual that he just kind of puts it over his shoulder. He, like, totes it over his shoulder, just like, Meh. Like, this is just my bag. And I heard...
He did a similar motion when he put it down.
Yeah.
That I just did.
Yeah. And you put it down very gently, considering you could have flung it down.
Yep.
But I heard it. I heard the ammo, like, shift. Like, I guarantee it is not on top anymore.
It is on top. Everything is not the way it was in the picture. To be fair, the ammunition is still on top, but it's now been jostled.
Yes.
In the picture, and I wish we could show it, everything is, like, delicately folded.
Okay. So that, it's like, okay.
Yep.
All right.
So, like, yes, but no. This looks like I toted this bag around.
Yeah. You've been carrying the bag for...
Yep. So we
all
did.
day.
We did exactly what I wanted us to do, which is test it and see what happens, because we're keyboard detectives. That's what we do.
Yeah, facts.
Huh?
Yeah, facts.
Also, fun fact, the box of ammunition was processed, and Brett's DNA was on the box, not Brian's. There was a singular thumbprint.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Brett thought this through very well.
Sounds like it, doesn't it? At this point, when they're like, dude, what you doing with the blinds? And why is your DNA on the box of ammunition? And why was the toilet seat up? Like, they were really pressed about the toilet seat.
Yeah.
When they confront him with all that, at that point, he refuses to continue speaking with the local police and demands to only deal with chief of police. At the time, this is Officer Leon Lott. I debated on whether or not to use your name, sir. However, it is on multiple public relations with this murder, so obviously you don't care. Per request of Brett's father, who knows this man personally. Like, Brett cozies up, or is cozied up with chief of police.
Okay. And Brett's daddy is his friend.
Who's the chief of police?
Yes.
Yes.
And Brett's daddy is a very big bookie.
Yes. Are you starting to connect some pieces?
I'm getting it.
On July 20th, 2013, Brett is arrested for the murder of Brian and Tammy. Shocker. Now, prior to him being arrested, things get a little convoluted. Officer Lott calls him personally. After, like, they go, Officer Lott goes, obtains the arrest warrant, walks out of the courthouse with the arrest warrant, calls Brett up on his cell phone and was like, heads up, we're coming get you. Turn yourself in. I don't think that's protocol.
I don't think so.
So before Brett goes and does this, he records a video on his cell phone addressed to his children, begging them for their support. Now, I get a little weird with this part, because something that I personally found suspicious about this, nobody else mentioned it, was that on the video, he addresses Tammy only by her first name. I'm not a seasoned detective. I am a keyboard detective, like I just said. But I feel like, to pull John Bonet back into this, I feel like this is another John Bonet thing. Because John Bonet's mother she only addressed her as John Bonet. It was never in any of her addresses to the public, her press conferences, her interviews with police. It was never my daughter.
And
I feel like
said.
If your daughter has been found murdered in your basement, you are going to be devastated.
Yeah.
Like, that is your child.
Yeah. My kid, my daughter,
yes.
who did this to my daughter.
Is going to be the verbiage used.
I would think so. As someone who's studied a bit of psychology, I would think. And maybe I'm wrong. I definitely could be wrong. But
not to get morbid, but I feel like if one of us was murdered, it's not going to be Megan the entire conversation.
God, no.
Okay. So we can agree on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you get hurt at work and it is not just Jamie. So
I've heard the things you yell at my coworkers. Yeah, I am aware.
Stop letting her do things.
So yeah, it's not going to be a strict first name basis. So
No.
I thought that was, especially since he's addressing his children in the video, I feel like he should. The word should sounds weird, but I feel like the verbiage would be, I didn't kill your mom, I didn't kill your mother. Like, it would be more you'd make it more personal.
Yeah. I didn't kill mom.
Yeah.
I didn't, like that's my wife. I didn't kill my wife.
I'm not going to talk to my 16-year-old and 5-year-old
Oof.
son, 4-year-old son going, I didn't kill Tammy.
No, that's not Tammy. That's mom.
If I'm addressing my children, that's mom or mommy. Because again, that's more personal. But nobody mentioned that. That's just me. But see, now the question is, why would Brett murder Brian, other than the fact that he's claiming Brian shot his wife. During the investigation, this is a fuck up. I fucked up.
Welcome to
Why
my life.
would he murder Tammy? If we're gonna make a theory that you kind of sort of brought up earlier, that Brett killed Tammy before Brian got there.
Why?
Why?
I can just start spewing things if you want me involved.
I mean, you are part of the show.
Insurance money. Maybe he was in hella debt and wanted life
Maybe he
insurance.
was a bad bookie.
Maybe he was a bad bookie. Maybe she was cheating on him, or he was cheating on her and didn't want to be with her anymore. And rather than leaving, he was like, death. Maybe. I mean, those are my big ones.
Those your three?
Yeah.
All right. I hear your three. Text messages were found between Brett and a local bank teller indicative of an affair. Brett was caught on camera at a local hotel-motel renting a room, and the bank teller was seen coming and going from said room. This is a rent-by-the-hour room.
So he didn't want to be with Tammy Joe anymore. He wanted to be with bank teller. And rather than leaving like a man, he was like, murder.
On top of that, she had $860,000 in life insurance that he was
double whammy.
He was the beneficiary of, and according to the police and the prosecution, Mr. Highballer Bookie Man was having a lot of issues paying back his debts, i.e., him owing Brian the $21,300.
Oh, so all three of my reasons are like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, so that's
so yes.
that's why I said I hear you, I see you. Now during the trial, we meet a man. Here enters Mr. Lenny Gunter. Lenny is actively serving a federal prison sentence at the time of this trial in this murder for being a bookie. He's also Mr. Brett's bookie. So they know each other.
Of course they do.
And Mr. Brett owes this man, Mr. Lenny, what the Weedle bookie owes the big bookie $101,000.
God damn.
But he goes on stand and on record and says, yeah, but if he just called me, I would have forgiven all debt. No.
That's not the way that works.
Listen.
You're not a good bookie. No.
Megan.
Yes. Yeah.
You told me at one point that I don't belong here. Mr. Lenny, me and you got beef. Me and you got personal beef. You, sir, you don't belong here. We don't do that. You owe somebody money, you pay them back.
I mean, facts.
So you don't sit with us at the Whiskey and Wonder table, Mr. Lenny. Are you okay over there, Megan?
I'm great.
That's not how you do people.
No, it's not. Especially when you borrow such a large sum of money.
Yep. You say thank you and you pay it back.
A thank you is important, I think.
Yeah. And then 3 weeks of trial and 2 Weedle hours of deliberation, the jury reaches a verdict.
2 hours.
2 hours. Versus how long was it for Richard Ramirez? Like, it was a long ass time.
Yep.
2 hours.
That's long enough for them to eat the free lunch.
They literally walked in and was just like, he did it. He did it. Okay.
Let's eat and go home.
Yep. Mama's got supper on the stove. Got to get to it. Love you, Reba. So yeah, Brett is found guilty of both murders. He receives 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole. And that, my dear Megan, is the Ascot murder.
Oh, wow.
That was a ride.
It was a ride. Dude man tried.
He tried it. Ascot, you are a bougie ass neighborhood. Murder seems to be a thing. And that's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, who did it? Was it Brian or Brett? Who did it?
Very clearly, the only person left alive is the one who did it this time.
You think?
Yeah.
Brett thought he made a very good case that Brian did it.
Brett was wrong.
No.
Brett fucked up real bad. Brett, 100% guilty. Killed his wife. Killed his friend.
Mm-hmm.
Did not get away with it.
Nope. Self-defense or not self-defense?
No. Not even close.
Okay. Defending your home, not defending your home.
No, home wasn't in danger. Home was not a threat.
Okay. I mean, he walked in with a gun.
No, he didn't. He walked in with a gym bag. And had...
That he was told to bring with him to transport the money.
Yeah, no. He did not have a gun on him. And I guarantee you...
admitted to telling him to bring
that bag. Yeah, no, he didn't. And he didn't give that gun to Brian 2 weeks before and not have it. No. It's not what happened. Brett's a liar. But liars always get caught lying.
That they do. It all love me some Pawpaw. He has a lot of quotes that I have adopted in my, now that I'm an adult. And one that I have latched myself onto here lately is, it all comes out in the wash.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yep. And it did. It did with Mr. Brett, I think.
I think so.
He did it.
2 hours of deliberation.
Yep.
Was not a hard case. He
Yep.
did it. And let that be a lesson to everyone. Like, don't fuck around.
Don't fuck around. If you're gonna do illegal shit, do it well.
Or just know you're gonna get fucking caught.
Yeah.
And
don't deal with large sum of monies. If you borrow money, pay it back. Don't owe people money, especially if it's a large sum of money. Just don't kill people, guys.
that's a big one. Don't kill people.
Just do better.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't have anything to say to that.
Nope.
Well, once again, good job, Jamie. I love having you on here every time. It's been great fun. Good job.
Thank you.
And yeah, I think we made it pretty weird.
Yeah, did we?
Did we?
I think we did.
I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Facts.
Facts. We made it real weird.
On that note.
Trivia with Tyler.
All right. Sorry, I have to reply to friend Bella, who is watching our animals for us currently for some reason that I can't say on the podcast. But she...
Me desperately checking my watch for text messages. I've only gotten a Tinder post. Not from me.
I was like, whoa!
Check the group chat. Oh, my phone's died. That's why I have nothing. I'm not in the loop. What is wrong with Muffin? Is Muffin okay?
Yes, he's getting braver. He's sitting on the couch.
What?
Yeah, he's sitting on the couch.
Oh, that was definitely
We've clipped many times.
Guys, listen, we're going to talk about it.
Are we?
This gets national attention. Our dog is mortified.
Of friend Bella's spouse.
Yes. Has no reason to be.
No.
But like violently shakes and pisses and shits himself when he is in the room. And we don't know why. And we're trying to make them love each other. And Bella's spouse really wants Brooks to be okay with him. Like,
Yes.
he wants to be best friends with him. And Brooks does not. Moving on, trivia with Tyler.
So you're not panicking. She was saying he's getting braver, and then she also was like, "Is the food for the cat or the dog?" And I'm like, it's written the bag. The bag has
There's
writing.
2 bags.
There's 2 bags. Both of them have writing on them that say what is for. So trivia with Tyler. Since we're drinking Metallica's whiskey, I figured we needed a Metallica trivia, right?
Yeah.
So
What are you, a noob? You're going to hit me with some solitaire trivia? Jesus Christ. Where a Q-tip came from? Like, no.
Metallica set the Guinness World Record for becoming the first musical act to perform on every continent. The band headed to Antarctica in 2013 to perform at
Who are you performing
Carlini
for in
Base.
Antarctica? Penguins?
And they headed there to perform at Carlini Base, and Metallica and Coca-Cola organized a competition for fans to win tickets, where fans also received a week-long Antarctica cruise.
So, of course, Coke sponsored that because polar
Bears.
Yeah.
1. 2, I want to go on an Antarctica cruise. Like, is on my bucket list now. Will you come with me to Antarctica?
You're asking a lot of me, Megan.
I am.
I've never been on a boat of that magnitude. Like, I've always been able to return to land. And I've never been on a plane. And this bitch is going to sit here and be like, you're getting on a plane and I want you to get on a boat.
I mean, you are getting on a plane in a few months. Like, it's happening.
Or I could just drive in me either.
That is way too far of a drive to go to Colorado. We're flying, and you're going to be okay, I promise.
Okay.
Yeah, so Metallica, first band to perform on literally every continent on this planet.
Wow.
Final thoughts.
So you've been presenting. You've not had a whole lot of time to drink.
I just didn't because I didn't like it. Sorry. Not sorry.
Okay. So I just saw you add water to it. I added water, but I had not sipped any water with it yet.
Can I?
Yes, dear.
Okay.
I am on the opposite of Jamie on this one. I've really enjoyed it.
I really like it with the water. It's a completely different beverage.
What? Hold, please. What do you mean it's completely different beverage?
I mean, granted, I did just like accidentally pour a lot of water into it. Here, have this one.
it is very different with water. What the fuck?
Yep. Yeah, I knew you were going to go back for seconds on that. It is a completely different beverage.
Where'd the fruit go?
It's a bourbon.
Where'd the fucking
It's
fruit
a
go?
bourbon with water. It's just a bourbon.
Yeah, I got rid of the rye entirely. It is a sweet ass bourbon.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll drink that. Just dilute the fuck out of it first.
Okay, this is like an ice ball whiskey.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow, that
The first, no water, I give you a 2. With water, I give you an 8.
holy fuck. Okay, we're gonna have to figure out an actual number to write down then for you though.
So then what?
Holy fuck, the fruit is gone.
So 5 would be the average, would it not?
Between a 2 and an 8.
Mm-hmm. Add 8 and 2 and divide by 2.
Yeah. 5. Yeah.
So 5.
5, middle of the road for you. Okay. All right. Well, I've really enjoyed it both without water and with water.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay. You're gonna give
I feel like 5 is unfair.
Okay.
Get closer to your microphone, bitch.
I just said They don't need to hear me say
They didn't need to hear me roll around like a turtle. I wasn't speaking.
I believe you said hermit crab. I said turtle.
Both. They did not need to hear me roll around.
Man, I'm now struggling with a number because Tyler is gonna think I'm such a little bitch. Everyone knows. I give out 10s like they're candy. It's a 10.
Don't give it. No.
It is. It's so
No.
good, Jamie. I love the fruit.
You love the fruit?
Yes.
Of course you do. Okay, so if you love the fruit, it's a 10. It's a 10 for you.
It's a 10. I loved the berry fruit aspect of it. I love it with water when all of that's gone. I love the rye spices there. I like the burn. I like the aftertaste. I think it's 10. It's 10. Sorry, not sorry.
Okay.
I'm sure into your special I'll be rating it again. So let's stick around and see if it's still a 10.
We'll get you shwisted off of that one too.
So fuck. First 10 of 2023.
Immediately.
What is this? Our second episode of 2023 where we actually are rating a whiskey and have already given a fucking 10.
Yep.
Sorry, Tyler. Okay, figured out that noise. I guess I could do this. Yeah, do it. Do it. Oh, yeah. Soggy biscuits.
Our cats are gonna kill us in our sleep.
Cats are gonna kill you in your sleep.
Somebody is gonna leave us a bad review for that because I'm sure I just triggered the fuck out of somebody.
On what with?
That's a hamster. What?
I can't.
Oh, that was that needed to stay an inside thought.
No. We made it weird ASMR.
So pay us some more for that.
Next
Next episode, we'll have an OnlyFans where I just sit at a microphone and do that.
I'd pay for it.
We're done. End it. Oh, end it. My boss listens to these.
Mine does too.
Oh my! Well, your boss loves me.
Yes,
so.
I think he does. Did I play the final thoughts thing, or did we just talk about it?
We just talked about it. No. Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Okay, I'm gonna go with what I did. I did do the final thoughts drop. If not, fuck. Sorry. 90 episodes in. I'm so good at what I do. All right, guys. We are sitting here at an hour 48, so we are going to get out of here. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you, Jamie, for coming on and doing your host thing. I love when we do murdy and weirdness.
Yep. Thank you for having me as your self-appointed perma backup host. You don't have a choice but to allow me to live here now. You belong here.
You do. You belong here.
Against all of what you want in life. I belong here.
I'd argue that this is everything I've ever wanted in life, actually.
You literally looked me in the face and said I didn't belong here, so shut the fuck up.
You belong with me. It took me a minute to figure that out, that it could be a reality. And she's leaving. Oh, goodbye. Guys, thank you so much. Please go to whiskeyandwonder.com. Check out all of our stuff. Send us an email, contact@whiskeyandwonder.com. And we look forward to seeing you next time. All that being said, thanks so much. Don't drink and drive.
Goodbye.
Don't drink and drive. Cheers.